بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Today we start in Unit 8 titled as Brands. It's talking about keeping it exclusive. Keep it اللي هي محدودة ومخصصة. The keynotes here are brands are more than just product names. They are a mark of quality. And it is the brand name that distinguishes a product from other similar products and gives it a brand identity. هنا يقول لك الاسم المنتج اسم الماركة أو البراند very important. You have to concentrate on choosing the right name. It makes a big difference when choosing a name for the brand. That has to be a name that is connected to your culture, to its reality, and it connected also towards the nature of the product. We have to watch for this kind of stuff. Global brands have the ability to cross both geographical and cultural boundaries, building international reputations of quality. Reputation معناها عارفين عن السمعة أو الصيت طبعا. Creating brands and brand awareness is the job of the brand manager or a brand asset manager. Once the brand name has been established, the makers sometimes engage in brand extension واللي هي التمدد أو التوسع في البراند, which involves using the brand name on a range of products. And first we start with the name of a product and a brand. Once it becomes a brand, you expand. It goes from, let's say, you start with the brand for selling watches, and you start selling jewelry, and you start selling cosmetics and clothes, ties, suits, just like with Gucci when it started, and then expanded in all these brands, all the same brand actually, and expanded to different brands, conglomerating, which involves using the brand name on a range of products. In the case of luxury brands, companies have to be careful to avoid overexposure, which could damage the exclusive aspect of the brand image. يعني big companies or luxury brand companies لازم يكونوا حذرين من الأوفر اكسبوجر اللي هو التمدد الزيادة عن اللزوم أو الظهور أو العلني اللي زيادة عن اللزوم, لأنه بس بطل اسمه اكسكلوسيف وبطل اسمه براند exclusive brand. طبعا in the next page we'll see brand awareness. I think most of us, when we look at these logos, we know the brand right away. McDonald's, Shell, Pepsi, Adidas, Sony, of course we know Mercedes, L'Oreal, you guys know this is cosmetics and makeup, maquillage or whatever, IBM and all these brands. I don't know if these are logos that we see everywhere. They are international. Let's leave this for later. Now let's go to the text, which is our main point, the luxury business. We're talking about Gucci here. Gucci has come through challenging time to see its fortune rise again. It has a challenging time. Let's read through it. The name Gucci conjures up an image of exclusivity and prestige. An Italian brand of quality, as one of the world's leading purveyors of personal luxury goods. Purveyors means ممولين أو مزودين أو منتجين في personal luxury goods. Gucci stands for more than just the fine quality shoes or suits. That's when they first started, shoes and suits. The Gucci Group is now a multi-brand conglomerate with a collection of high fashion brands. They expanded to different brands like Balenciaga, Stella McCartney, Boucheron, and Yves Saint Laurent, YSL. عارفين نوع من أنواع العطور ولهم برضو brand, separate brand. بيبدأ بالعطور then expanded to jewelries. Bottega Veneta, Pedat and Company, and Sergio Rossi under its finely crafted umbrella. كل هدول brands are under their umbrella. كلهم يتبعوا ل Gucci now. Gucci sells its brand of leather goods. That's when it first started. Or the grandfather, whoever started the company, started with leather goods. Shoes, clothes, ties, scarves, and jewelry in directly operated stores around the world, as well as outlets licensed to sell their products. The beginnings of the Gucci empire started when they started this whole L'Imperatore Gucci. Go back to Florence, Italy in 1921 when Guccio Gucci, who first guy that owns the company and was named after him, opened an exclusive leather shop. كله محل جلد كان بيشتغل حاجات من الجلد. He understood the importance of building a reputation for his brand and did so by putting an identifier on his special edition creations. He concentrated on producing fabulously high quality products, making them status symbols synonymous with luxury. يعني حط عليه شعار أو لوجو صار مرتبط بالluxury، فخامة أو هارة. After Gucci died, his sons Aldo and Rodolfo took over the management and led the brand to iconic status in the 1950s. They succeeded extremely well in promoting the brand to the rich and famous. The Gucci's took notes of this popularity and expanded aggressively, opening stores in glamorous locations such as London, Paris, and Palm Beach in America. However, for all the glamour Gucci represented, externally there were increasing disagreements within the family. Aldo and Rodolfo هم أولاد المؤسس each had two sons، وكل واحد فيهم كان عنده اثنين من الأبناء had two sons who began pulling the brand in different directions in the 80s, and decisions made about product distribution affected the brand's reputation. طبعا because two different thoughts, two sons on each side, everybody decided in different direction. كل واحد بده يمشي على مخه، they start pulling the product down by that اللي هي reputation للbrand is going down by تنزل إلى الأرض. Eventually, retailers were selected more judiciously and the brand's reputation returned. However, during this period of this agreement over distribution, the brand went from headlines to sidelines, perceived as an old standard in the fashion world. Since then, smart leadership has driven the Gucci brand to more visibility and success than ever before. Of course, Tom Ford was responsible for the design of all product lines from clothing, perfumes, and for the group's corporate image, advertising campaigns, and store designs from 1994 to 2004. It was his elegant vision that placed this once state brand back on the backs of the wealthy. Known today as one of the world's leading visionaries in fashion, talking about Tom Ford, Ford has accumulated a great number of accolades. He got a number of accolades on his way to the top. جوائز أو prizes أو أوسمة. Italian-born attorney Domenico Di Sole was the other half of this dynamic duo. هذا الزوج هم اللي أنجحوا الشركة by integrating elaborate on top advertising and communication campaigns with a marketing strategy that placed the focus on Gucci's core leather products and ready-to-wear. This all brought the much-needed attention back to the quality of the brand while streamlining the back end of the business and expanding the network of directly operated stores. He has received as many prestigious accolades as Ford, and his efforts were recognized by the European Business Press Federation, which selected Gucci as European Company of the Year from among 4,000 other companies. يعني دي الفيدريشن بتاعت اللي هي صحافة الأعمال الأوروبية اختاروا جوتشي كأفضل شركة of the year، اللي هي شركة العام من بين 4000 شركة أخرى في أوروبا. Strong leadership and an image revamp literally breathed life back into the Gucci brand. Revamp معناتها أعاد أو جدد أو pushed back. Even so, the rocky economic climate of the past few years has made for a really bumpy ride for the luxury goods market. Despite the numbers, however, analysts still cite Gucci as one of the stocks with the greatest upside potential, giving it plenty of room for further development. يعني لسه still بيختاروها أو التوقعات إنها من أفضل اللي هو توقعات الستوكس إنها تروح تزداد. قلنا الستيد اللي هو الممل sober and unexciting يعني something stop. accolade حكينا عنها prize and awards أوسمة وجوائز. back end اللي behind the scene اللي خلف الستار زي ما بيقولوا administrative activities اللي هي الأنشطة الإدارية خلف الكواليس كما يتحدثون خلف الكواليس. الآن now if you look at the for vocabulary, find synonyms in the text for following words and phrases. Let's say the first one, providers and suppliers. وحكينا عنها. The first one, if we're going to choose from first one, what is this? Purveyors. الممولين أو المحدثين تيجي هنا as providers and suppliers. Corporation, a group of diverse firms. Conglomerate زي ما حكينا diverse firms. A conglomerate خدناها. Stores or points of sales حكينا إيش locations or brands stores I mean. And we could go, you need to go through the rest of the stuff. Okay, let's go through. We don't want to go through prepositions. Okay, another success story is talking about the lollipops, which is chupa chups. Eric Bernat bought a troubled Spanish confectioner in the 1950s. Confectioners اللي هو زي مصنع حلوى أو محل بيع الكانديز. He believed in the importance of creating one brand and knew that success ultimately follows. We need to do this exercise, complete this paragraph in unit 8, page number 70. I need to do this, please, for your homework. And that's all, I guess, I need. I'm not gonna ask you for more because this has to make you go back to vocabulary 1 to get the words through it. So, okay, we want to do language checks. If we need to read it, we'll go back to it now. Let's go through. And if you another brands was Cartier, Christian Dior, you know, that's perfumes. Ferrari is a car business, and other things. I guess we will have to do some of this in the next meeting and on the Zoom on Monday. Which phrases of ADF would you use in a situation 1 to 3? Try to anticipate potential conflicts, find common goals, and be as positive as possible. We will leave this for the next. Let's go to the dilemma. The two faces of Burberry. Well, Burberry, the original British luxury brand, it was one of the luxury brands, Burberry, launched in its first logo in the 1900s and registers the signature check pattern as a trademark in 1920s. It was an established luxury brand for wealthy middle class conservatives for several decades, but sales declined in the 1980s as the brand began to appear old-fashioned. صار يبين إنه old-fashioned classic قديم. Then in the 1990s, CEO Rosemary Bravo revamped its image, repositioning the Burberry brand in line with its luxury and exclusive heritage. Ads were designed to depict the essence of the new Burberry, giving a modern feel combined with classic British elitism. This marketing strategy reached the intended target, and even Prince William has been seen at many events wearing Burberry. However, the brand has also become popular with hip-hop artists and football fans. The question now being asked by business analysts and journalists is, if Burberry embraces the new audience, will they lose their core customers? Okay, they say now Burberry start appealing to a new audience, a new market share. صاروا يتجهوا باتجاه الهيب هوب ارتست الفنانين ولاعبي الفوتبول مشجعين الفوتبول والساكر او كرة القدم. Now the question, السؤال اللي يطرح نفسه, if Burberry طبعا معروف انه old fashion ومعصف على كلاسيك, فهل اذا بتركز على new audience, على الجمهور الجديد او الهدف الجديد, هل هذا سيجعلهم يخسرون their core customers اللي هم المركزيين الاولين الزبائن الاصليين اللي متعودين انه هذه شركه على conservatives المحافظين. If you go conservatives, it's against hip hop. It's not the same. It's almost the opposite. So which way would they go? Okay, so now the task, read below the options open to brand. The case for extension. What would they do to expand and extend, but without losing their original customers? Increase sales from the unintended market or doubling turnover. Our brand ranked 8th on American Grandstand for most mentioned brand in popular song lyrics. We should recruit hip-hop artists whose fans are already brand enthusiasts to endorse the brand officially. Another argument says young customers will stay loyal to the brand throughout their lives, while sales to aging traditional target customer will fall off. That's an argument. That's for extension. And this is the other one on the right side is the case against the extension. That's for and against. These are مؤيدين للexpanded extension. وعلى اليمين the argument that says why we should not expand. We should ignore these new customers and reinforce the traditional and the classical image. The second one says a British newspaper has run a potentially damaging article about design hooligans, describing the bad behavior of British football fans who were wearing designer brands. Fashions change quickly in the world of hip-hop and rap. We should concentrate on our loyal customer who don't change brands as easily. If young, less wealthy people buy our brand, it should be for the same reason and for the same brand image as our core customer. These are the argument for and against. This is for the dilemma. We don't need, I mean, read through it, but you're not required to do any homework on that dilemma for now. Let's go to read the I need you to do this on not more than 5 lines. A paragraph consisted of 5 lines. I think there's something now going in culture in Gaza. Can you think of any examples of a company right now that's happening right now in Gaza, or a brand suffering from bad publicity? Would you think they will survive, or did they survive? And how would they? And if you are the general manager or the CEO of this company in Gaza, what would you do to fight against or to survive against this bad publicity or the negativity that's going around your company right now? There's one company right now has facing a bad publicity, or facing as you can see, a campaign against it. I want to say it is Jawal, شركة Jawal. They take this question and place it in the situation of Jawal, a bad publicity. How would they survive? What would your recommendation would be if you were the CEO of the company, Jawal? Those are only 2 things that I ask you to do with this. And as we said, to fill out the page number, I guess it was the page number 70. I think let's go back and just yes, this part. This is the only thing we were asked to do for this unit, because we're gonna have to be preparing for a quiz very soon. That will be it for this unit. Thank you very much, and we will discuss more on our next meeting in Zoom on Monday. And thank you very much. Have a nice, good weekend.